Well, hello dear viewers and welcome to another episode of Kebab Connoisseur. I decided to go on a motorbike ride on this very lovely Friday afternoon, and then of course to make it not just a ride but to do something useful at the same time, I decided to review a kebab. So already grabbed this kebab from a place which you can see right behind me called Ali Kebaba. And currently we are located on a road somewhere between Bristol and Yate. Yate is a small town northeast of Bristol. This is one of those not that easy to reach places unless you have a car, although in this particular case you could also cycle here. I did cycle a couple of times on this route. I took a king-size kebab for £9. However, my arm doesn't feel like it's as heavy as it is supposed to be, but I don't know, we'll see. I'll jump back now on my bike, go to Yate. There's a very nice park there, so hopefully I'll catch a nice bench or maybe even a table where I can review it. Just another interesting thing to note is that these guys seem to be really killing it with business, because in a fairly short time I was here, they had like 5 other customers. Despite being located outside of the city, to me that would suggest that they do give quality kebabs, because all these people need to drive either from Bristol or from Yate to get here and pick up their orders. So yeah, let us jump on this bike and I'll see you back in Yate. So here we are, dear viewers. We have arrived to Kingsgate Park in Yate. It's a very lovely park. I've been here before, although I don't think I've actually reviewed a kebab here. And yeah, actually let me show you the park as I'm walking through it. So it is surprisingly quiet in this park given it's a sunny Sunday afternoon. But that's actually good for me because I prefer peace when reviewing kebabs to screaming children, so I'll take it. We have a proper bench where we can sit and eat in peace, and as an additional bonus it's in the shade. Okay, there's a few ants here, we should get rid of them. Alright, so this looks like a good place to review a kebab. I really like in those rare moments when I find a table in the park in UK. I don't know why these are not common. I think in Croatia, for example, they're a lot more common to find tables in the park where you can sit and eat a kebab. Although in Croatia it's not really necessary because you generally get kebab as a sandwich. Well, I don't know, mysteries of the universe. We're gonna do our standard scientific method now. What we've got. Okay, so it seems that my gut feeling was correct. Actually, my arm feeling was correct. It is a pretty small, disappointingly small kebab, only 665 grams for £9 from a kebab van, which should have pretty low running costs, I think. Well, let's try to stay polite, but that's not great. So here is proof. Okay, 665 now. Yeah, so basically that's with the paper, so we're gonna take a smaller number. So I'm quite disappointed by this, although given that I'm not that hungry, I don't mind that it's smaller. But then I would have hoped that it's also cheaper. Alright. So at this point I would have actually preferred to be in the sun. Anyway, this is the kebab. Looks like it has quite a lot of vegetables on top. I mean, it does have meat as well, but still I think that this box is not as big as it should have been. And also, for example, we got only one single chili pepper. Yeah, I'm not really sold on it. We did also get a leaf of something mysterious. It's a leaf from this chili pepper. Have a look. It's a leaf from the chili pepper, but I don't think it's edible, so I'm gonna get rid of it. So yeah, let's start and let's dive into this kebab from Alibaba. Surprisingly, it's not called Ali Kebaba. I guess that didn't cross their mind. Or maybe they didn't want to get sued by Ali Kebaba from Croatia. This here is king size kebab. Now when I hear king, I expect it to be really big because we wouldn't want to insult King Charles III, would we? So in my book, a king size kebab should be at the very least 1 kilo. That's the least one can do, not to insult the king. So I already finished the only chili pepper here. What can I say about it? It's not really spicy, not really salty, it's just bitter, not a big fan. I also didn't get any tissues, any napkins with this kebab, which means I'll need to use my own or I'll need to use this paper. I'm not really sold on it. Now it did come something like 15 to 20 minutes after they opened, but I feel like this meat wasn't grilled enough. You know, it's all light brown. There's no dark brown crunchy texture to it. There is a lot of it, at least when you look at the size of this box, but when you put it on the scale, and scale doesn't lie, there's not that much in terms of ingredients altogether. As is the standard, there's a small pita bread at the bottom of this. Okay, now I found some pieces of meat which is being grilled a tiny bit better. Yeah, I think a bit more patience before actually cutting that meat wouldn't have gone amiss. So if we compare this kebab shop to the one that we reviewed in previous episode, for almost the same price, that kebab shop was giving almost double the ingredients. We're not even talking about, let's say, a fancy restaurant in the center of Bristol where real estate is expensive. We're talking in both cases about a kebab van on the side of a road, basically outside of the city. In fact, the one that we reviewed in last episode is closer to Bristol than this one. So yeah, I'm not sure what to say about the value on offer of this kebab van. Normally kebab's van did give good value for money, but I suppose not this one. As for the general flavor of the kebab, I'm not a big fan. Vegetables were okay, a bit tasteless. Chili sauce I've eaten worse, but I've definitely eaten better. Could have been spicier in my opinion, or they could have put more of it. Garlic sauce, I didn't really feel much of it. And then yeah, as I said, the meat, I think it should have been grilled more. Pita bread, let's try now, but I have a feeling it's gonna be the bog standard pita bread you get everywhere around the UK. Those pretty much always taste the same. The selection of vegetables was tomato, lettuce, onions, white cabbage, red cabbage. There was also an option to take cucumbers, but I don't like them, so I skipped those. And actually there's a bit of shredded carrot here as well. Yeah, overall, I don't know, this salad just doesn't have much of a taste. Neither does the meat, to be honest. It's kind of tasteless, this kebab. In this situation it would have been really useful if I had actually gotten tissues from them, because I'm gonna get my hands dirty if I try to eat this in a pita towards the end, but let's do it anyway. Pita bread is definitely not redeeming this kebab. Ah, here come the screaming children. Pita bread, fairly dry, didn't soak up any of the fat from the grill. All in all, it's a pretty tasteless kebab. I do feel a bit of spiciness, but that's about it. I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5, and that's probably on the lower end of 2. 1 star is totally inedible, 1.5 star is edible but barely, and I feel disgusting aftertaste afterwards. This one is just beyond that. It doesn't leave a disgusting after or something, but it's really plain tasting. Of course I like it spicy, and I do feel a bit of spiciness, but there's no flavor coming from neither the meat nor the salad nor the bread. Considering that at the same time value for money is very low for a kebab van located outside of town, which is not easy to reach, I cannot recommend it. One plus, I suppose, is that unlike with all the kebabs that we reviewed recently, this pita did not break and I could actually eat it as a sandwich towards the end. So I guess that's a plus for this kebab. Pita didn't break. So that is it. This was Ali Baba Kebab van on a road between Yate and Bristol. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week in another episode. So, that was Ali Baba's Kebab, a kebab van on the outskirts of Bristol. I'm generally very keen on reviewing kebab vans because they tend to provide great value for money considering their lower overheads than for the standard brick and mortar shops. Unfortunately, this particular kebab van did not impress, scoring only 2 out of 5 in the taste department and providing merely 74 grams per pound of value. That is all for today. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time in another episode.